welcome to The Wandering Bard. I am Jeremy Grafe. My guest tonight is Mr. Jimmy Gagliardi.
Hey, how's it going? It is wonderful to see you.
Yeah, so for those of you who've been watching for a little while, the last time you saw Jimmy on the show, I was visiting him in Houston. Yeah. And now he is back in, I would say the great state of Pennsylvania, but I don't really mean that anymore. He's back home in Pennsylvania. So, good to see you, sir.
Here's to more times. It's nice to be around the corner from some people that I love very much. And I've had, a laundry list of gigs and events and things that have happened over the years. So,
we have played in so many different bands together and so many different styles of music. And it's just so good to get a chance to play with you again. So, friends, I hope you like Jimmy. So do give him a warm welcome in the comments. We are going to be seeing probably quite a lot about, a lot of his playing over the next weeks and months, at least until I'm back on the road again. So,
looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, hey, we've got a couple things that we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be catching up with Jimmy a little about his adventures out in the musical wilds. We're also going to be catching up a little bit. Lori and I went to the Carolina Renaissance Festival over the weekend, and we had a blast. So we're going to talk a bit about that. And, of course, pardon me, we'll be talking about the upcoming Yuletide season at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. So we've got a good bit of music for you all. If you've got any questions for Mr. Jimmy, do pipe in the comments. We will do our best to get to those.
Shameless plug. Go to Yuletide. My sister's also performing in Yuletide. Yes. So go to Yuletide.
That's right. That's
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Because we weren't going to plug the show at all. No, we were going to plug the show a lot.
Yeah, we can talk about that too.
And we will. But the too long don't read is go to Yuletide at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair to see me performing with Lemning. We will talk a bit more about that later. For now, we've got some more previews of the solo album to come. Those of you who have been watching the show for a while know that I've been working on writing my own music for a while. Most of you have heard a lot of my originals over the past few years, and I keep, for various and sundry reasons, pushing the project back and no more. So I'm well and truly underway. I've got 11 demos started, and I'm probably, I would say overall with the recording process, I'm probably at about 55% right now. So hopefully after the next 2 weeks, I'll be a little closer to 80 or 95. But I'm really excited. I feel really good about the material that I've written. And I'm excited to share the album with all of you in just a few months. The plan is to release that this spring, early this spring. If things go the way that I hope, that release will happen to coincide with the Arizona Renaissance Festival, where I will be appearing for the whole run for another year. So I'm really excited to get back to Fairhaven, the western branch of Fairhaven, and get to play with Mark Williams and get to visit a lot of old friends as well as hike in the desert again. So, but between here and then, we have a lot of music to share. So I hope everyone is enjoying the unseasonably warm weather here on the East Coast in the United States. If you are unfortunately in the gigantic floodplain that is Texas and Louisiana, I hope you are dry and safe. This is another of the newer songs. So anyway, it seems even more appropriate with world events being what they are. In the recesses of deepest watches of surrounded by traces of. Can't remove the tendrils of dreadful certainty of clouded judgment of and the stakes are hard, much too close to call. Every choice is wrong. None go left unharmed. Shadows grow in us. Can't afford to trust. Reality remains permanent awake. No matter how good or great, the way ahead for us unstained. Pull back on the frame. Just what is this game? Why are we this way? What if all the rules change?
Notes are good.
Notes are good.
Yeah, so I want to introduce Jimmy a little more thoroughly. Jimmy and I have been playing together for a really long time now, at least 13 years. And the whole time I've known him, Jimmy has distinguished himself by being able to play exceedingly well and supportively with just the right emotional impact with almost no prep, which, like, there aren't a whole lot of players that I would feel totally comfortable and confident showing up to any gig with a lead guitar player, like, not like as prepped as maybe one would want. But you're definitely one of the people that I would trust to be able to show up and play beautifully and appropriately the whole time. And it's so good to have you near enough that we can just play and we can share some of that with friends from all over the world. So here's to that.
Hey, I'll toast to that. Anyway.
Yeah.
When we got together, I was saying just I haven't seen you in a while. I've been away for a while, but even just to sit down, it's like no time passes. Like, it's so fun to play with people who have that level, and it's easy to play with you because you are very, very easy to follow. I know, could be the 13 years, but I feel like I know what's going on. So
yeah, I mean, so we've played a lot together, and for some of you who have been around a really long time, from the beginning or close to the beginning of this live stream, you know that once upon a time I was writing music for a prog metal band called Subaltern Project. Jimmy was my lead guitar player, and for the one actual legitimate show that we were billed for, we had really good
several
time.
Several that were canceled because of COVID.
Yeah, so we played. There was a local skateboard park to benefit Lancaster and Reading skateboard parks, and Subaltern Project got a really pretty, I thought, unexciting spot early on, like low pressure, and it came time for our show, and the whole area where our show was happening was totally crowded.
It was awesome.
And nobody left. So we had a really good show. People really dug us. We played a half-hour set, and we got off, and the promoter came right up to us and was like, hey, this thing is happening at the beginning of April. Do you want to do that? And we're all like, yeah, that sounds great. And then COVID happened, and he's like, we might have to put that back a little bit. And of course, we all know how that turned out. But it was so great to have so many excuses to play lined up.
It was fun, yeah.
And then, COVID happened, and we ended up doing some other really fun things. Like, we were playing in a Nina Simone tribute band for a minute with our friend Kelly. And that was a blast. But,
they're good, man. It's hard to realize that much time has gone by. Like, when you said 13 years, I stopped. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Well, and actually it might even be longer than that.
That's crazy, man.
Because I think I might have been in my mid-30s at the time. Which I am not now. So.
I am. Almost. Early.
You're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll never admit to it, but other than on a recorded live stream, I'd never admit to it.
So this is one of the songs that was initially going to be on what was going to be a Subaltern Project album, but I think this is going to be on my solo album, which obviously has a very different feel from what Subaltern Project would have. But I think in the end, I don't know. I think the main bones of this song have remained unchanged, and I'm sad to report that while I was hoping that this song would become obsolete, it hasn't and probably never will. Deliver us from madmen and fools. Deliver us from the stupid and cruel. Deliver us from destruction we've made. Deliver us from the trust we break. Bard and an evening of whale song with
Yes.
Jimmy Gagliardi.
So people have been asking about the guitar and like the sound of the guitar, but
It's the guitar is nice, and I love this guitar. I've had it for over 13 years. Or a little. Oh, just actually no, I didn't.
No, you didn't. You got this later.
Yeah, so long enough. But really, all the sound comes from the floorboards. So
That's right. We have a magical acoustical house.
yeah, that's not true. It comes from your mind through the guitar.
no, it's really just this thing down here.
We can't see that though.
Oh, you can't see it in the camera.
No.
I can't lift it right now, so you'll just have to take my word for it.
Yep.
So.
It's a Kemper amp profiler. If you've got the means, I highly recommend it. So, yes.
Oh, I was just gonna say there was a time when there weren't the means for it.
Yeah.
And the desire to learn to play without them is also very important. But when you do have the means eventually, go ahead and get one.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like amp modelers and amp profilers are getting cheaper all the time.
Like they've come such a long way.
Have you seen the new quad? I'm going to put in a very quick plug for Quad Cortex. Have you seen the new one?
I don't know which one's the newest one.
So
when did it come out?
All right, so the original Quad Cortex DSP is another amp modeler and profiler that's about the same size as Jimmy's current MIDI rig.
So what does that mean though to people who don't?
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, when you're playing guitar, it gets really expensive buying a lot of different amps and a lot of different pedals. And if you have an amp profiler, there's a couple things that make it better in some ways than a standard rig. One, it's a lot lighter. So rather than carrying a cabinet, an amplifier head, and your pedal board, you now carry like one device. And it's cool because you can plug it directly into the PA.
Like tonight.
And you get just perfectly clean sounds that come through without having to haul a whole lot of acoustical furniture. So
well said.
And they're getting better and better. So there was a time when like the apex predators were Kemper and Axe Effects. And now...
Not that long ago.
No, and now there's like a whole lot of other players in the game. So Quad Cortex is another one. So they've got like their big kind of flagship one, which is like $1,600.
It's the smaller, like kind of rectangle box.
Yeah. So
okay, so the guitar...
it's like the size of a 2-button pedal.
Yeah. The guitar player at my church before I moved up here.
Yeah.
He got it maybe like 6 months before we left, and he was like, I mean, that thing was awesome. It sounded great.
Yeah.
It was, and we would shoot him out. So like, I wish we had more time, but it was like we do the Kemper and the Quad, and it was that Quad Cortex was good. It was a nice one.
So there's like a mini Quad Cortex now, and it's a Bluetooth rig. So you have an app on your phone, and you can pick what cabinet you want, what amp head you want, and you can chain 5 effects together, which is amazing, and it's like $500. So I'm not gonna buy a lot of amps, but I'm also not playing electric guitar or bass for a lot of gigs now, so I don't really need a pedal board or an amp. But anyway, that looks like a fun little device. But amp modelers are a wonderful thing because rather than buying a bunch of different amps and a bunch of different heads and a bunch of different cabinets, you can try out a lot of different stuff for like a fraction of the cost. Because you might not know this at home, friends, but a decent amp head costs about $2,500 these days. And that's just to power the cabinets, who cost about as much. Mm-hmm. And that's if you're not going nuts with boutique stuff. So
tell them what it is if they're going nuts with boutique stuff.
Tens
of thousands of
you
dollars
can pay as
per
much
piece
as you
of
want.
gear. Yeah.
Like every other thing in the world, you can pay as much as you want. But like to get a professional rig, you're probably looking at about like
a car.
Yeah. Not even anymore.
Yeah, you can get lost in it pretty quick. I will say I am very like I'm biased. Like you can't trust my opinion on them because I started out on the ones before they were really good. And just because of the convenience and the type of work I was doing and the amount of variety of like, You're in a metal show. You're in a surf rock show. You're in a country show. You're back to
Right.
that metal show. Hope you didn't sell your gear. You know,
Right.
It's like, so, and then you're in a top 40s band, which is every genre you can mix into a 2-hour set. And so
Yeah.
it was a no-brainer to go that route for a long time. And it was funny because I was always a little self-conscious about it because I don't know who all is watching, but the gearheads who are spending about a car on their rigs can be a little judgmental of us who have decided to be a little more economical.
But friends, I'm here to tell you that also, like literally everything else in the world, 95 or more % of like the good stuff that comes out of it is the person doing it. So like if you're a good player with good hands and good musical instincts, you'll get great sounds out of whatever rig that's in front of you.
That's right.
And, you know, it would be nice to think we lived in a world where just because someone's a brilliant player that they've got like the best possible rig and the best possible guitar, but that's actually not true. And I know a lot of friends who are professional musicians that are playing a less than professional grade instrument, but you would never know it because their instincts are great. They care a great deal about their craft and they put their heart and soul into what they're doing, and it sounds great. And like Jimmy can afford nice gear now, but there was a time that wasn't true. And I can tell you, he was every bit as good of a player, and I would have happily had him playing with me then, and did. So
it's very kind.
It's very true.
I'm flattered. I don't know. I didn't realize you were going to say as many nice things about me when I got here.
I mean,
it's very touching. I appreciate it.
Man, you've always been such a good player. And I mean, we've played together in a lot of different gigs. Like we played a top 40 gig over Christmas at one of the stadiums. Mm-hmm. And we played like some ZZ Top. We played some country. We played some Daft Punk. We played...
I think that was pre-Kemper too.
It was.
I remember when
both of us dragged, like I was playing bass and he was playing guitar, and we both dragged like big amps and pedal boards and the whole thing, and it was like, okay. But we had a blast, and it sounded really good. Who was playing drums that night?
I think it was Adrian. Yeah.
It was a good night. I mean,
shout out to Adrian. He's a pretty awesome guy. I gotta see him now that I'm up here.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, we've gotten to play like a lot of styles of music together, and
he also named us after a sandwich.
What?
I didn't know that at the time.
Which?
That band, because we played a one-off gig and we played at that stadium. And you were like, you said to call the band Turkey Havarti, which I didn't know what that meant. And the only reason I still know what that means is because it was so memorable. I was like, what does that mean? I thought it was some cool thing you and Lori came up with. I was like, oh,
well, kind of. We were going through a Starbucks drive-through.
Turns out I found out years later after yelling it into a microphone and moving on with, not knowing.
So,
it's the same.
Turkey Havarti.
Yeah.
And we did say that at several points throughout the night. Yeah.
Well, you get the joke years later.
Well,
yeah.
The worst part is I saw it on a menu, and that's how I learned. I was like, oh, when am I gonna have turkey Havarti? Wait, did he call us a sandwich all these years ago?
I did.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
Well, if there's one thing Jeremy will introduce you to, it's great music, is an eclectic palette, the likes of which has never been rivaled in my life. And he'll introduce you to great food, also an eclectic palette, the likes of which has never been. He's never steered me wrong in music and never steered me wrong with food.
Those of you who have gotten to go out to eat with me in the wild know that one of my gifts is I know where to eat everywhere.
It's true.
And that's kind of fun. Although we do occasionally have waiters that don't get the memo back to the kitchen.
It's all good. We make it work.
So, yeah. I guess we should probably play some more music. So, here's a song that I wrote when Russia invaded Ukraine. And friends, if you think that what's going on in Ukraine is inconsequential, you're very wrong, and I pray we don't find out just how wrong you are. I very much hope that Ukraine manages to defend itself. Democracy is a much more fragile thing than I think most of us ever appreciated. And here's to all the Ukrainian friends that are still worried about family and whether they'll still have their country in the next little while. So, Ukraine, this is for your strength and your continued endurance.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
What did you did right?
That was the one I thought. No, not what I did right. I mean, you know what I did, comma, right? That was the one I thought went to C for a second.
Oh.
So
Yeah, you caught that
got
real
to
well.
enjoy that E over E flat for
Well, you know.
just a second.
A little dissonance is fine now and then.
It was with gusto, and then it was wrong with gusto. But it's all...
You know, if you hadn't pointed it out, most people probably wouldn't even notice.
I think it's fun to point it out. I'm just kidding.
The
I
challenge.
was smiling because I thought that was like, I gave him that little wink, like that was the wrong one. Gotcha.
All right. Anyway, so Lori and I got to go visit the Carolina Renaissance Festival over the weekend, and it was even better than I remembered it. I love that festival so much. It is gorgeous. Their grounds have so many beautiful trees, and this time of year, it's still kind of like late in the leaf game, but they still have some beautiful fall color. So it's got such a great vibe to it. And of course, we got to see our friends Barely Balanced, and they were, of course, wonderful and brilliant and hilarious and incredible with stunning feats of balance and strength. We got to see our friend Fire Flicker the Dragon, who is one of our very favorite dragons in the world, and we got to visit with them a little bit as well as our friends, the Rambling Sailors. Some of you might know them from, if you've been to a Renaissance festival in the last little while, you've probably seen them. They were doing sea shanties before they were cool, and have some really wonderful arrangements, and it's always great to catch up with them. We had some really great moments over the weekend. Lori had her first chimney cake. For those of you who don't know, it is an Eastern European bakery treat where they have some dough that they wind around a roller, and then it just spins over a charcoal fire. And they put different coatings. We went with the classic cinnamon sugar, but it is delightful and hot off the grill. So we got a chance to... Lori got a chance to finally sample a treat that I was introduced to at Arizona Renaissance Festival. So,
Speaking of treats.
Oh yeah.
What is this treat that I'm holding?
Well, okay, so we've now changed Les Paul's. Is Carlos around tonight?
I don't think so.
Well,
He's not in chat, but he'll have to see it later.
Carlos, I hope you're paying attention because a little while ago, our friend Carlos very kindly offered to put new pickups in my Les Paul, which is a 1992 Les Paul Studio. And he also put some really fun push-pull pots. So like the volume knobs control the volume for each pickup, and if you pull them out, they are now single coil, so it makes my Les Paul sound like a Telecaster. If you're a guitar nerd, you know what that means. If you are not, you might hear what that means in just a little bit. But Carlos has been wanting to see this guitar in the live stream, so I hope he gets a chance to see this. So thank you, Carlos, for very generously helping refurbish my Les Paul. It sounds better than it ever has and is much more versatile than it ever has been. So, and it is in much more expert hands now than it's ever been in mine. So,
I think the guitar, it was made in a good year, so I feel connected to it. It's a 1992 model. I feel really close to it. I don't know why. It's something special there. So thank you for letting me play it.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that guitar. You know what? I think now is a great time for a swig of water. Wash a little of the old Ren Fair dust down the gullet. Island in the sky, shackled destiny mine, compelled to glide, convinced alive, no thoughts out of line, tethered though in flight, That is delightful.
That's a good playing guitar.
It's being played by a really good player.
Thank you. It is it's a bear, man. It's big.
Well, so yeah, a Les Paul is not older Les Pauls anyway are not light. I mean, it's all mahogany.
Yeah, it's solid. It's nice though. Very, very nice.
Yeah. It sits nice when it's on a strap. It doesn't sit as nice when you're sitting and playing it. Like, it wants to do this.
So it sits nice, but it doesn't sit nice.
It depends. It's conditional.
Yeah. But it sits nice, but it doesn't sit nice.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sits nice.
Right.
Right. But it doesn't sit nice.
Right.
Gotcha.
Everybody following at home? We're going to turn this into a drinking game. No, really don't. It's a bad idea. Oh.
Talk about Yuletide.
I really should. So we're only a few weeks out from Black Friday, which is not a holiday. It's when everybody hopes that you'll spend a lot of money on stuff for people for Christmas. But I have an alternative for you. You should come to the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair and go to Yuletide there, where the money, instead of going to corporate people, can go to like crafts people that like handmade stuff, and can go to fine entertainers that are going to bring a smile to your face. For example, the Kamikaze Fireflies, who are a delightful troupe of jugglers. Or Doc Yoder, who is a street magician. And I will be there with Lemning. And of course, a lot of your favorite cast members from the Pennsylvania Ren Fair will be there as carolers or village people, or some of your favorite seasonal characters, such as Scrooge or Krampus or Father Christmas. So it'll be a blast.
Pre-sale tickets are cheaper till November 20th.
Yes.
That's Wednesday.
That's coming up, friends. So if you're anywhere in the area and you want to buy your pre-sale tickets, I think the link for those tickets should be showing up in the chat if it hasn't already. Do buy your pre-sale tickets by this Wednesday for a significant discount. Now, I have no idea what the cap is going to be, but I know we started selling out pretty quickly last year. So it is not like a regular Pennsylvania Ren Fair day. The cap is significantly lower. So if you want to show up and hang out with us, do purchase your tickets early, because I have no idea how fast it's going to sell out, but I'm fairly certain that it will.
And also, your sister.
My sister's performing there.
Yeah.
She is a carol. I guess she would roll over from the summer cast. You named a bunch of things. I don't know which one she falls into. All I know is she's awesome, and she does a great job. And every time she tells people she worked at the Ren Fair, they're like, "Oh my gosh, do you know all these?" And she's like, "Yes, I know all these people," and it's awesome. So I'm very proud of her. Getting started. She started even earlier than I did. I didn't get my first professional job until I was 18, and she got it when she was 16. So
That's right.
she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're not at all biased.
No.
Woohoo, Carly. So there's the shout out. How about a little more music? My wings are burning, but I burn down. to fire's embrace. This isn't the end of me. All change from the ashes I'll rise to a new stage of life. I'm angry for what's lost, burn to ash and then rise, burning up in a day. You two fires embrace. This isn't the end of me. Unchanged, I am burning to ash today, and I know it comes with pain, but I know I'll come back to light, reborn, restores my flight. Well, friends, as delightful as this has all been, there comes a point in every show where I must unfortunately become the bearer of bad news. That's right, friends. Unfortunately, we have only time for one more song.
Oh.
I know. However, we do have some good news, and that is we have time for one more song. And this song has the distinction of being the only one that I haven't written tonight. So, perhaps one of the more famous songs to sign off of any Ren Fair show over the last few decades while Ren Fairs have been a thing. So, anyway, I hope you all take this song into your week and let it bring you a little bit of good cheer. Kind friends and companions, fail. My course may be challenged by November gale. If fortune shall prove to be friend or be foe, you will always be with me wherever I go. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Friends, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight. Thanks, Jimmy, for coming and playing with us tonight.
Thanks for inviting me over.
Right on.
Hopefully, the first of many times. Well, honestly, the first of many times just to see you in general, but also would love to be around more.
We'd love to have you back. Friends, love you all. Have a great week. See you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Good night.